The one who walks alongside flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. I am Melina, kindling maiden, born at the foot of the Erd tree, scion of Queen Marika the Eternal. This birthright, meant to be the highest honor, became the genesis of my tragedy. The Erd tree's radiance is warm yet false. The law's eternity imprisons all living things, and my very existence is the gravest threat to that law. For within me slumbers the flame capable of burning that eternal prison to ash. When my flame awakened upon reaching maturity, a frigid cage replaced the Erd tree's light. Within that concealed execution chamber, reeking of blood and despair, the blade of death hung poised above my neck. My mother Marika, the eternal queen, was torn between the law and maternal love. Ultimately, through a hidden rite, she secured for me a sliver of hope. My flesh was executed, yet my spirit endured the price, being memories that slipped through my fingers like sand. Only spirit remained, bearing the hollow ache seared by flame and fragments of will thrust upon me by my mother. Find the tarnished, journey to the foot of the Erd tree. Simultaneously, a seal upon my left eye, resembling bestial claw marks, pulsed with a cold, heavy rhythm. This was my mother's final contingency, hidden within me, a shard of destined death. Should the lands between plummet into the abyss of frenzied flames' destruction, I would become the final arbiter. For this eventuality, I moved like a shadow, mastering the lethal and silent arts of the black knife's assassins, all in preparation for that potential, most grievous choice. Countless years adrift upon the windswept dust of the lands between, my sole companion was Torrent, the spectral steed bestowed by my mother, until, within the chill confines of the stranded graveyard beneath the chapel of anticipation, Torrent sensed a tarnished, struggling awake from death. I followed silently, confirming the absence of a finger maiden at his side. I knew the time had come. Manifesting before him, I spoke with all the calm I could muster. I offer you an accord. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd tree. My voice bore the rust of long silence. He was the sole possibility my long wandering could grasp, the key to my purpose's end. I gave him the ring of profound significance left by my mother, and trusted Torrent to his side, that he might aid his exploration of this perilous land. He agreed. The journey began, but a deliberate chase hung between us. I knew my duty well to guide him to strength, to show him the path. Beyond this, any bond of feeling would become a burden neither could bear. I became the most dutiful, yet coldest of guides, ushering him into the round table hold, introducing him to others caught in destiny's vortex. Within the faint glow of grace, I recited for him the words of my mother, Marika. Those ancient pronouncements were spoken for the tarnished, yet also served as feeble candles by which I sought to discern my own path through the fog. When he triumphed over mighty foes, I could not exult like a common companion when he suffered setbacks. I could offer no warm solace. Only when he lit new grace could I bravely manifest. The tarnished called me wooden. I jest, yet unexpectedly apt. It is not that I felt nothing when I saw Burke the seamster, that pitiful soul yearning for a mother's love and recognition, a chord within me stirred. I prompted the tarnished to seek him out, to offer praise. In that moment did I see a reflection of myself in Burke. I understood the tarnished's feelings. At our first meeting, throughout the long journey, he may have envisioned a warmer tale, but I dared not draw ear. Every approach a feeling wrist, becoming a shackle at the final hour, fettering my resolve and needlessly deepening his pain. When he finally strode into the grand decay of Les Endel, royal capital, I knew our accord was fulfilled. In that moment, an inexplicable ripple stirred within me. My utmost thanks for bringing me to the base of the Erd Tree. I shall depart to ascertain the purpose I was given. Farewell. You have fought long and hard. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne. Amidst Les Endel's shattered ruins, the buried past surged against me like a flood. I remembered the infant born at the Erd Tree's roots, the burning flame within, my mother's soul minus rending right, and the ultimate purpose to become kindling, to ignite the flame of ruin within the giant's forge, to burn the Erd Tree. My mother, Marika, foresaw all. Her resolve to shatter the eternal golden order sprang from compassion for the world's unending suffering. I am her daughter, yet also the pawn in her grand design, destined to burn. When the Tarnished stood before the throne, confronting Morgoth, the last king, I manifested resolutely, with gentle golden order fundamentalism and the arts of the black knife essence. I aided him in vanquishing the foe. When the Erd Tree's thorns barred his path, I manifested once more, pointing towards the snow-capped mountaintops of the giants. I could breach these thorns, aid his advance, but required him to bear me to the flame of ruin atop the peak. Journeying together again, my silence deepened. At the Church of Marika, I recited the words for him one final time, gazing upon Torrent, who had accompanied us throughout. I'm glad it was you I traveled with. I must tender my thanks to Torrent, too. Thank you, Torrent. Please continue to lend your aid till the end. Yet, before the Tarnished could ascend the mountaintop, he learned from the finger reader at the round table hold. To burn the Erd Tree requires kindling. Only one who envisions the flame may be offered as sacrifice. He protested vehemently, scouring the lands between seeking an alternative, striving to save me, when he was seduced by one called Shabrir I, a prophet of frenzy, seeking audience with the three fingers and the frenzied flame. I see terror seized my heart. My voice lost its customary steadiness. I shall see to the kindling. It is a purpose which I choose to fulfill. So please, leave the frenzied flame alone. As he tread further down the path of annihilation, my voice took on, for the first time, a desperate tremor. I ask you, one more time, please, seek not the frenzied flame. As one who strives to become a lord, deny not the lives, the new births of this world. Those who would are not fit to be called lord, when the land they preside over is lifeless. I fixed my gaze upon him, striving to etch this fear and entreaty into his soul. Thankfully, the Tarnished chose ultimately to honor my will, spurning the all-consuming frenzied flame, and brought me to the wind-lashed, bitter summit of the giants. Having defeated the fire giant who stood guard, we at last stood before the giant's forge. The crucible's heat warped the air, mirroring the torment within. 1,000 words clamored of vistas unseen together within the lands between, of unspoken thoughts from the silent journey. Yet all I uttered was, let my hand rest upon you, for but a moment. I unleashed the long minus prepared power. The tarnished's consciousness plunged into darkness, spared the sight of the final burning. Blistering flame consumed my spirit, and incineration, more absolute than imagined. In the instant before consciousness was wholly devoured, I turned and reached out. My fingertips seemed to brush that familiar form, the warmth that had journeyed beside me. Yet, in the very moment of crossing that final distance, I withdrew my hand. Duty, purpose, love for the world, and a secret wish to spare the tarnished further pain, all congealed within that gesture of retreat. The flame consumed me. My soul ascended through agony, guiding sparks that ignited the Erd tree and forged for the tarnished the path to destined death, to the throne of Elden Lord. My purpose is fulfilled. Dearest companion, branded of the fingers, player of the part, sever the ties of immortality. Let the lands between, after ashen death, embrace its true rebirth.